Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to another astrological event. Today I want to discuss Mercury going retrograde in Aquarius energy. This is going to be happening on January 30th, 2021. Mercury in retrograde has only one aspect as it initiates this energy shift. It is opposing the moon in Virgo. Now this is interesting because you have two very analytical energies. They process things differently, opposing each other. So that means you're processing things that have to do with forward energy. At the same time, you're processing something that has to do with being organized, efficient, and creating habits and rituals that help you function in your everyday life, especially in your work environment. The moon in Virgo is going to be quincunxing Jupiter in Aquarius and quincunxing Chiron in Aries. So with this very active moon, and the moon is the area where we process emotion, it's our feminine energy, it's our receptive energy, and it's the energy that nurtures us and nurtures others. It's also, because it's in Virgo, it's where we are of service to others. In these harsh aspects with Jupiter and Chiron, there is something that we have to take a look at that's going to impact us on an emotional level. So we're really, really invested in what we're doing right now. The processes that we are creating, the ways that we function. It's like that saying, work smarter, not harder. So you're trying to streamline something in your life in some way. But there's this emotional component that will make you very sensitive about this endeavor. Now, you are taking a look at this area in your life, and because it's activated by emotion and the moon, you are not as attached as you normally would be with the Sun in Aquarius and Mercury in Aquarius. Normally, those are energies that help us detach and just look at things purely analytically. But we can't do that with this Mercury retrograde. So I'm thinking that there is something about this Mercury retrograde where we are very concerned with not only ourselves, but others. As we've got to be very compassionate, receptive, and warm and loving. And it's something that I think also has to do with healing something in our lives or healing something in others' lives. The word healing comes to mind because of Virgo's energy. And because it's in the mother's energy or the moon's energy, it's very warm and receptive. It's like protective almost, the energy that I feel. With Jupiter in a quincunx with this moon, however, there is a hastiness feel to it. It's expanding and it feels like it needs to be solved right now, but we've got this Mercury in retrograde causing all kinds of chaos. So let's talk a little bit about what a Mercury retrograde even is. Mercury retrogrades are very tough because things in our immediate environment go awry. There is, of course, going to be delays with your technology. You're going to have lots of problems with your technology. If you need to upgrade your software, you're going to find that it causes all kinds of problems. If you buy something new, especially if it's in electronics or if it has to do with technology, you are going to find there's going to be a problem. You'll either have to send it back or it's just not going to work. It's not going to be compatible with what you currently have, just some sort of hiccup. You're also going to see a lot of problems with internet connections, internet gaming, modems will go down. Just sudden things will come up and it'll be very frustrating. And anything that you try to create and you're uploading it onto the internet, expect it to go awry or it to not be perfect or for it to take longer than normal. It's just really frustrating. Also, anytime we want to move forward with something, like if it's a new idea or we're trying to develop a process or we're trying to progress in some way, expect setbacks, delays, expect that people aren't going to see eye to eye on it And there is going to be a lot of controversy over it because it may seem far-fetched. Expect conversations to be difficult, especially if it's like over email, over text, if it's over any kind of DMing or, Facebook messaging, anything where you're doing it over an electronic device. Expect the conversation not to go smoothly, to be misunderstood in some way. Expect there to be a repercussion if you just kind of pop off on the internet thinking, nobody will see it, but then you may find it blows up in your face. It's just a very unpredictable energy. Also, I would refrain from confronting anybody right now because you will find that it will just blow up and just get out of control. Just because of all the aspects between Mars and Uranus and these squares with Pluto, Venus, and Saturn. It's just not the time to have those really deep conversations. Mercury retrogrades happen about 3 to 4 times a year. And basically the way that I see them is that it's the universe's way of telling us to slow down, to relax a little bit. It's time to rethink, revisit, reevaluate. It's a time that we can reconnect with people from our past. It's a time for us to reevaluate our progress and to see where we need to proceed and to see what we need to leave behind. If we never pause and take the time to just stop and slow down and to reevaluate things, then we can never really understand how to proceed successfully forward because we're always in that momentous energy. Mercury retrogrades often take a toll on our patience level. Most of the time, they are very difficult because we do still have to go through and make day-to-day decisions. Like we have to sign contracts, we have to buy cars, we have to sign leases for apartments. I mean, you don't get to just pause because there's a Mercury retrograde. But I'm just saying it behooves you to just be very, very thorough in the way that you read your contracts. So say you have to sign a contract, which normally I would say don't do during a Mercury retrograde because it's something that you're going to miss something in the contract or there's a loophole or some sort of fine print that you don't see and it comes up to bite you in the butt. I bought a car during a Mercury retrograde one time and it was the biggest mistake of my life. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You have to read the fine print. You have to go in there and you have to stick to your plan. I would say that the best way to proceed forward is to reevaluate something from the past. If you're reevaluating something from the past or revisiting something from the past, you are moving forward with that idea. That will take off in a Mercury retrograde. You'll have to retweak it after the Mercury retrograde, but for the most part, you're revisiting it for a reason. And that's powerful. The key is with Mercury retrogrades is they're tying something up for us. It's eliminating a possibility. That's all they are. Anyhow, guys, I hope you will look at this Mercury retrograde as I do. It's a time to refine the processes that you are currently in. It's a time to organize them. It's a time to look at everything and reevaluate it. Try to look at it from every angle you can. Take really unique approaches to things. You want to talk to as many people that don't have your perspective. That way you can really entertain lots of ideas and expect that you're not going to be moving forward with anything right now. You're in the process of making an efficient process out of looking at everything from every angle. Okay, you can't get so consumed with pushing something forward right now because you're just going to get frustrated. You're going to get angry. You could even lose money during a Mercury retrograde because you were too impatient to wait for this retrograde to pass to help you make your decision on how to move forward. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. Just go out there and be the positive, beautiful change you want to see in the world.